One of the things that you can, I think this heightens the meaning in your life, is to try to do difficult things, right? Aim high. Don't aim so damn high you can't manage it, and make sure you break down your aims into reasonably attainable sub-goals, but you want to aim high, and then you want to see how hyper-efficient you can get. That's a great thing to do in your early 20s, is to see, okay, like, discipline yourself, and to think, okay, how much work can I do if I load myself right to the maximum? How far can I work? How hard can I work until I exhaust myself? And then you back off, obviously, because the optimal amount of working, productive engagement, let's say, is that which is sustainable across decades. So you have to learn that. You don't learn that without stretching yourself to your limits to begin with. And if your life isn't everything it could be, and if you're suffering from an excess of meaninglessness, well, that means you're not oriented in the world of chaos and order properly. It's like you can learn to discipline yourself. Look, figure out what it is that you need to do and that you want to do, and then see how efficient you can get. Because one of the things that's quite fun is to figure out, if you have a task, I always tell my graduate students this, if they're doing an experiment too, if you have a task that you have to do, it's really interesting to spend a few minutes, sometimes hours, depending on how long the task is, see if you can figure out how to do it from 5 to 10 times faster. It means you'll have to rearrange the way you think about it, but you can often do it, and that's how extremely productive people do it. And that's how
unbelievable degree to which our sanity depends on our functioning sociological structure. And here's why. Well, first of all, you kind of need to know what to do every day. You have to have a routine, because you're an animal, everyone. If you have a dog or a cat, dogs are a really good example. Dogs like routine. They like to be walked the number of times a day that they're supposed to be walked, and they get quite sick very rapidly if you don't very routinize their days. Children are exactly the same way. You can overdo it, right? But still, you need to know approximately when you should get up. You need to be approximately the same every day. You need to know approximately when you're going to eat. You need to know what you're going to eat. You need to know who you're going to eat with. You need to know where to buy your food. But 80% of your life, 70% of your life, something like that, consists of those things that you do every single day. You repeat that. Well, so you need structure, you need predictability, and you need more of it than you think, just to keep you sane. Now, if you're lucky, and maybe a bit odd, you can deviate maybe 5% from the norm, 10% from the norm, or something like that, carefully and cautiously, as long as the rest of you is all well-ordered in a normative manner. You might be able to get away with that, and you might be able to sustain it across time, and people might be able to tolerate you if you do it, or maybe you'll get really lucky and you happen to be creative, but reasonably well put together, and people will actually be happy that there's something idiosyncratic and unique about you. But even under those circumstances, most of what you want is to have a routine, it's disciplined, it's predictable, and bloody well stick with it. You're going to be way healthier and happier and saner when you do that. And then the other thing that you need, because this is one of the things the psychoanalysts got wrong, is that they overestimated the degree to which sanity was a consequence of being properly structured internally, because from the psychoanalytic point of view, you're sort of an ego, and that ego is inside you. Of course, it rests on an unconscious structure, but the purpose of psychoanalysis is to sort out that unconscious structure and the ego on top of it, and to make you a fully functional and autonomous individual. But there's a problem with that, because the reason that you're sane as a fully functional and autonomous human being isn't because you've organized your psyche, even though that's important. The reason that you're sane if you have a well-organized unconscious and ego is because other people can tolerate having you around for reasonably extensive periods of time, and will cuff you across the back of the head every time you do something so stupid that people will dislike you permanently if you continue. And so what people are doing to each other all the time, just non-stop, is broadcasting sanity signals back and forth. It's like you smile at people if they're not only behaving properly, but behaving in a way that you would like to see them continue to behave. You frown at people if they're not, and you ignore early or not, you shun them, you roll your eyes at them, you manifest a disgust face, you don't listen to them, you interrupt them, you won't cooperate with them, you won't compete with them. It's like you're blasting signals at other people about how to regulate their behavior so frequently, well, it just makes up all of your social interactions. That's why we face each other. We have emotional displays on our face, and we're looking at each other's eyes. We know exactly, we know as much as we can about what's going on with each other, given that we don't have immediate access to the contents of their consciousness. So partly what you're doing with your routine is establishing yourself as a credible, reliable, trustworthy, potentially interesting human being who isn't going to do anything too erratic at any moment, and everyone else is around there tapping you into shape, making sure that that's exactly what you are. And that's how you stay sane. And so what happens to people too, if they don't have a routine and they get isolated, is they start to drift. And they drift badly. The world is too complicated for you to keep it organized all by yourself. You just cannot do it. So a lot of we outsource the problem of sanity. And it's very intelligent that we outsource the problem of sanity, because sanity is an impossible complex problem. And so the way that we manage these incredibly complex problems, we have a very large number of brains working simultaneously on the problem, all working simultaneously on the problem.
You know, let's say I was dealing with a client, and maybe that was somebody who, say a big man, 35 years old, he still lived at home, 35, she was too dependent. This room was complete bloody catastrophe. And, he's living like a bratty 13-year-old. That gets pretty ugly, 13-year-old. That gets pretty ugly, and he knew it. I'm sure his mother knew it, and he knew it. Obviously, she put up with it, but he knew probably her mistake against her heart. But maybe we decide, let's start maybe in your room. And so as a cognitive behavioralist, you engage in a process called collaborative empiricism. And that's partly to solve the problem that you described as well. How do we set the right goal? Well, I'll say, we'll try it. Just watch yourself like you don't know who you are. Come back next week and we'll see how you did. Come back next week and see how you get back and said, I went and got a vacuum cleaner. I went closet, which is something really never done. Put that vacuum cleaner in the doorway of my bedroom, crossway, lock the doorway, and then crossway. I just walked over it for a whole week. Look, he was completely nonplussed. He was so intransigent. And look what he did. He was so resentful and so angry that he, instead of vacuuming his damn bedroom like he planned, he just stuck the vacuum in his own way and then martyred himself over it every day for a week in his own way. Okay, and then we started to get somebody. You live at home thing. And so, that was too high a goal for him. So, and you say, how do you do that? And so, he didn't do it, did he? And so then let's do practically. How about you bring that vacuum cleaner into your room this week? That's your whole assignment. How about you bring that and just watch what happens when you bring it in. Watch the fantasies that flicker in the back of your mind as you live out your resentment as your therapist, daring to make you bring that vacuum across the threshold of your bedroom. And so if people catch those fantasies, that's quite the bloody thing. So quite the revelations of themselves. I tell you, you have to be one angry person to put a vacuum cleaner in your doorway and walk over it every day for a week. And so then you get something. Okay, so then now we're getting to the bottom. Okay, so then, but maybe the next week you come back with fantasies at hand, rather shocked as a consequence. But the vacuum cleaner was then in his room, and so he broke the threshold of his room. And then maybe maybe all he can do is sort out a drawer, or half a drawer, something like that. So what you do is, you pick a target that you think is probably reasonable. You can negotiate reasonably.
You cite a tired brain, foggy thinking as the reason to stop answering questions you can talk. How do you combat this while working or writing daily? Well, I eat a big breakfast relatively soon on waking. That really helps. If any of you out there are anxious, and many of you no doubt are, there'll be a large number of you who are anxious and don't eat breakfast. There'll be a whole bunch of you out there who think, well, I don't eat breakfast. It isn't necessary. That's wrong. It's necessary. You fasted all night. You load yourself cognitively or physiologically in the morning. Your brain, stress, will encourage your body to produce insulin. It will take all the blood sugar out of your blood, and then you're done for the day. And then you'll be anxious. And a lot of the rest of you too, you'll find if you're anxious, try this. It's really, really interesting. Experiment. The next time you're anxious, go eat something. Eat some protein and fat would be best. You could have cheese and crackers. I'm not a big fan of carbohydrates, but whatever. Eat whatever you're willing to eat, but make it solid. Don't eat a peanut butter, or don't eat a chocolate or something sweet. Eat something substantial. A piece of meat, a piece of cheese, some peanut butter, something like that. And then wait 10 minutes and see if you're less anxious. Try that for like 2 weeks. Every time you get anxious, eat something. Because then you can find out if you're anxious, if your anxiety is linked to low blood sugar. And it's very likely that it is, especially if you also get irritable and foggy in your thinking. And the best way to treat that, as far as I've been able to tell, and there's a decent literature on this, is to make sure that you eat a big breakfast. And you might say, well, I'm not hungry in these breakfast. Who the hell cares if you're hungry? I didn't say enjoy your breakfast. I said eat it. That's not the same thing. I said no. There's lots of things that you need to do that you don't enjoy to begin with. You'll get hungry in 6 months, and then you start to enjoy it. So that's a massive difference. I take small naps quite frequently. If I'm wiped out, I'll go have a nap for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and then that helps quite a lot. I try to wake up on a fairly regular schedule. That's another thing I would really recommend for people whose lives are in disarray and who are anxious. Try to fix your wake times. Sleep, when you sleep, that's not so important. So you can still, stay up late and have fun and all that. But getting up in the morning is really helpful. And you also have to figure out how much you can work or write. I can't write for more than my sustainable maximum for writing is 3 hours a day. And if I push it past that, then, especially if I'm editing, I make mistakes when I'm editing, so that's kind of, and I can't sustain it across time. And so I don't really think you can do more than about 3 hours of extremely intense intellectual work a day. Although if you have a nap, you can stretch that. But I think at least I end up paying for it across time. So nap, make sure you eat, and make sure that you get enough sleep. So that's how I make sure you eat, and make sure you nap.